Today is 897 day to come here lessons to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I want to speak about a thing that really people are willing to die for. People say, I'm willing to die for my family. I'm willing to die for my love. I'm willing to die for my relationships. So that a lot of times people say, I'm willing to die for this thing. I care so deeply and I'm willing to die for it. But I learned recently that if you're willing to die for something, you're supposed to be willing to live for it. If you're willing to die for it, that means you're supposed to be able to live for it as well. Because sometimes dying for it, it's the easiest thing possible. You just disappear. And you don't do anything. There's no work included. It's just quite easy. You just give up and that's it. But living for something is sometimes even more challenging and requires even more out of you than just dying for something. So today we'll share, if you said that I'm willing to die for my family, how are you supposed to live for your family? That if you really care that you're willing to die for it, so that means you need to live your life in a way that shows that you care about them, that you're willing to die for it, because you're willing to live for it as well. So number one is that for your family, what you need to provide unconditional love. This is a very, very, very important thing. That means that when you think about, okay, I'm willing to die for you, but I will love you only if you will do this and this and this and this, and that means that you provide a lot of conditions to really show that you love. But you're willing to die for it. So how is that? How you can really say that I'm willing to die for you, but I have conditions for my love for you? No, of course, that means that if you really want to live for somebody, for your family, you need to really have unconditional love, provide unconditional love. Number two is be present and engaged. Be present and engaged. Again, this is very important. People say that, I'm willing to die for you, but I'm never around. I'm always at work, I'm always traveling, I'm always somewhere else. I'm never present. When I'm with you, I always think about the office, about the business, about something else. So I'm willing to die for you, but I'm not willing to be present with you and engage with you and really build that connection with you. That is very, very interesting, because I think that I have been guilty of that as well. That even though I say that those are the most important people in my life, but I do not give my full attention to them. I think that we need to learn that if you want to die for them, be willing to live for them as well. Number three is prioritize their needs. Now, again, sometimes people remember how important they are when they lose them. And I guess that's when you understand that you potentially could lose them in the future, and you will lose them for sure. We need to prioritize their needs as well. So of course, we need to take care of ourselves, and self-care is very, very important. But if you're willing to die for them, so that means that you're supposed to understand that we're supposed to work on their needs as well as on what other needs. And making sure that we putting them in a nurturing environment, that they are able to grow and improve. Because if you're willing to die for them, but now at the same time you put them in an environment that they want to die because they don't feel that they live a life altogether, of course that is not a good place. Number four is lead by example. Lead by example. So that means that if you're willing to die for somebody, that means that you're willing to really take that ownership of that leadership role and lead by example in multiple areas of our lives. Number five is support their development. That means that we sometimes are scared when other people grow, improve, and get better. But we're supposed to really say what I'm able to do to support your development, what I'm able to do to support your growth. Again, you're willing to die for it? Are you willing to live to make sure that you're able to help them to grow to the best version of themselves? It's very, very important. Number six, offer emotional support. Offer emotional support. This is one of the beautiful things. Like, so many successful people became very successful because they had the only one thing, emotional support. They said that when you will need something, I will be there. When you will need something, I will be there. Sometimes just those one sentence, few words could allow someone really take massive risks in their lives and succeed and really have massive success, because there was somebody who had that emotional support, who gave that emotional support. Number seven is set boundaries and consistency. I think it's very, very important that we always have boundaries. We always have consistent boundaries. That if we do not agree on something, we don't agree with that all the time. If we agree on something, we agree on that all the time. Because how is supposed to know how it's supposed to act around you on a daily basis if the rules constantly changing? No, that's not how it works. So that means if you want to really show example and live a life and really allow other people to feel fulfilled in the life and really live their life, we want to make sure we have set boundaries and be consistent with those. Number 8 is foster independence. Now, of course, we understand that sometimes when we love our family, we want to spend as much of the time with them and really influence them in our decision-making process. But at the same time, I think that it's very, very important to really foster independence. And every single person has their independence. That's why we individuals, every single person, have multiple areas where they're supposed to be independent. Now, the majority core foundation needs to be very similar because it's based on values, morals, beliefs. But all around how you build that house, it's beautiful to have the different house. Imagine that you're going everywhere and every single house in the universe is the same. It could be boring. So that means every single house is different, and that we're able to look into how we're able to really foster that independence, foster that uniqueness, foster that individuality. And I think that's very, very important that the family should supposed to be not to create everyone the same, but create very unique individuals who are independent and work very closely in the family. Number 9 is communicate openly. Again, people willing to die for it, but they're not willing to open up. How that could be that people willing to die for somebody but not willing to communicate openly. That is a master thing that every single person needs to learn. Communicate openly, being vulnerable, and really sharing their thoughts. It's very, very hard sometimes, but when you're able to do that, that shows that you really care about that person. Because if you don't care about that person, you will not share what's going on in your heart. Number 10 is celebrate their achievements. So that means it's, of course, we understand that we're supposed to celebrate their achievements when they succeed something. We need to appreciate their growth and really making sure that you show how much you are happy for them. Because sometimes family are jealous, sometimes it's competition at home as well. And being able to really have that heart of gratefulness and saying that this is, and maybe know that you've been part of this because you gave emotional support and being able to be even more happy for other people's success than yours. Number 11 is provide stability. That means that we need to really provide stability in that they will always have this friendship. They will always have this love. They will always have this ability to connect. And that stability allows really people to go after things that they always want and desire. Because when everything around is unstable, even the friendships, even family isn't stable, sometimes it's very hard to go outside. Now, of course, I understand that every single person is supposed to seek a stability inside themselves. But before that is totally stable, sometimes families could be that stable foundational rock that people could really hold on to until they build their own stability and until they're able to go outside and really make things happen. Number 12 is advocate for their needs. That means we need to advocate. And we really need to be say that I'm willing to die for that person. I'm willing to die for my family. But I need to now advocate that they could live the best life possible. So that means we going out and really making sure that we take care of them and other people take care of them as well. It's very important that we advocate for the people that we love. Number 13 is encourage healthy habits. Now, again, it's you are willing to die for somebody. But at the same time, you are not willing to live a life full of significance because you are eating garbage, you are not sleeping, you are not exercising, and basically you're dying, and the other person will not have chance to spend the most time with you as possible. I think it's important to understand that it's important to really encourage healthy habits in your life and in your loved one's life to make sure that if you're willing to die for it, show it how you live, how you value your life and other person's life as well. Number 14 is to be patient and understanding. So if you're willing to die for that person, maybe you're supposed to have patience and understanding what they do, what kind of decisions they make, because a lot of times those decisions will not make sense whatsoever because they have their vision, they have aspirations, there are things that they want to achieve. So it might be that your view of them will be different than their view of themselves. And being okay that and be patient and allowing themselves to grow in their pace, in their way. So again, be willing to live for them. And number 15 is make memories. Make memories. If you're willing to die for somebody, make memories with them, because that means it shows that you care about them so much. That means that we're supposed to find the way how we can really experience together, make memories together, to make sure that we not just die for that person, but we live for that person. It's very, very important. I think that is a very, very interesting thing that we need to learn, that if we able and if we're willing to die for somebody, we need to be able and willing to live for them as well. So I hope that you reflect on who are those people? Who are those people in your life that you're willing to die for? And who are those people that you are currently living for them? I hope that you will reflect, because I found that there was few people that I was missing out, and I didn't spend enough time. I didn't invest my time. I didn't nurture enough. And I need to work to make sure that when I say that I'm willing to die for this person, I'm willing to live for this person as well. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.